Nothing like a homecoming where you get your ass beat by 30 points in your big emotional return. Am I right, LeBag? Now, I'm sure that's just how you drew it up. Return home to Cleveland, score 11 points on 10 shots, and get hammered by 30. But, hey, at least there was some good news. The good news being that there was enough garbage time in that blowout for Bronny to almost outscore Pops. He had 8 points. Although I'm not sure LeCap could even see his kid through the buckets, getting the buckets through all those totally legitimate tears. Yeah, the game wasn't about the game, though, right? It was about LeBron. The real question is, what were LeBag's tears for? Were the tears for his return to Cleveland, or were they for that ass beating that Cleveland put on him in that return? I've got another question. Those hometown crocodile tears, were they more believable or less believable than Mike McCarthy Yinzer tears, or whatever LeBron was doing right here? I'm going to let you decide for yourself. Watch LeBron. Seems pretty emotional, right? Except, I don't know, dude. Those tissues seem bone dry to me. Dude seemed like he was digging deep into his eyes to try to find some tears. Now, Big Mike, on the other hand, I gotta say, think about Big Mike. This dude can put on a big show, and he put on a better, more convincing show for Pittsburgh this week, if you ask me. But again, you decide for yourself. Am I a ventriloquist? I see his lips moving, but I don't hear anything. Anyway, I'll give LeBag this. At least I didn't think that he was having a heart attack when he was allegedly crying. I just didn't think that he was actually crying. So LeBag is actually the one who is an actor, although his acting career could have also just been described as ruining Space Jam for everybody forever. Look, I'm not just here for any of the waterworks because I don't buy the supposed reason why last night was so emotionally charged for LeBag in the first place. I mean, are we supposed to believe that he was that emotional because that was his last game in Cleveland? If you believe that, you obviously do not know this dude. You obviously have not been paying attention for the past 2 decades. This dude is not retiring after this season. This dude is not just fading away without getting his flowers. This dude is not just disappearing quietly and strolling off into the sunset. Does any of that sound like LeBag to you? That actually sounds like the anti-bag. No. The Bag that I know is going to want a full-on farewell tour. He's going to want to go full Kareem. He's going to want to be presented with thrones and crowns and royal scepters, and he's going to want his ring kissed in every single NBA city. He wants every single arena to make a goodbye event that's all about him. So miss me with those dry tears being about how that was his last game ever in Cleveland, and he was just overwhelmed and overcome by the moment. Oh, and that this is his last season. If by last game ever in Cleveland, you mean every home game in Cleveland next year, where he's not in arthritic or sciatic scratch, then sure, that was his last game in Cleveland last night. The only thing that would stop this from happening is Father Time. And did you notice where he said the other day that he had stopped drinking during rehab? Whatever that means. I mean, did you stop drinking or did you stop drinking during rehab? His point was, I'm doing everything I can to push back on Father Time. Anyway, if all of LeGramp's old man ailments overcome him and he just physically can't do it, then this will be it, all right? But the only thing stopping him from getting all of his flowers, which you know he needs and wants and is desperate for, the only thing in my mind that's going to stop him from playing another year is the sciatica or the arthritis or the osteoporosis or the cataracts or the diabetes or the obesity or the high cholesterol or the high blood pressure or all of the above or all of the other elderly ailments. Because right now the vibe is not that this guy's going to walk away. Clearly not. He's not getting nearly enough attention, nearly enough credit, or nearly the adoration right now that he's going to need. So he's going to make sure he sticks around for a full another year, at least. Full retirement tour. No way this dude walks without throwing himself a season-long going-away party. Now, I want to be clear about this before you say I'm just all about the hate. He deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves it if he wants it. Let's just not act like he doesn't desperately want it or that he's going to leave without it. Of course, LeBron wants a farewell tour. The dude lives for praise. I said it yesterday. No amount of credit is ever going to be enough credit for LeBag. It's like he's a black hole of credit, just sucking in all the credit around him, and it's still never enough. So let's not act like we don't know this guy really well at this point. Let's not act like those crocodile tears were some huge tell that this is the end. I'm not buying it. Not at all. Not for a second. Now, the question then becomes, is LeBag's retirement tour going to be with the Lakers? Or is it going to be with Cleveland? Or is it going to be somewhere else? That remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. But first things first. Segue. The Lakers have a major trade that they have to work through that's way higher in priority than anything that LeBag may or may not do. Because when something like this comes down, you drop everything. You drop everything when Dalton Connect demands a trade. Yeah, I said it. Hey, remember when that dude was the greatest draft pick ever? Remember when LeBag was in utter disbelief that laser Connect just fell right into their laps? When he said the Lakers didn't find him, the other 29 teams effed up. And that all the Lakers did was not F it up. And that LeBron knew all along that this laser was going to be a star. Do you remember all of that? Neither do I. The dude down at the very end of the bench is demanding a trade, reportedly. That's pretty rich, especially since they already traded him, remember? Only to have him come back after that trade was rescinded and expect him just to forget that they wanted nothing to do with him and that they really did love him. Yeah, I could just see Connect going up to Rob Lowe Pelinka's office with that trade demand and Rob Lowe being like, dude, are you still here? I forgot all about you, dude. I thought we traded you, didn't we? Oh, my bad. You know what? It's a good thing you are still here. I'll tell you what. I'm going to call the Bucks. And maybe now that you're on the table, Dalton Connect, maybe now they will agree to send us Giannis. Because who wouldn't want to make that deal? Only problem being that nobody can remember the last time you actually entered a game for us. Man, you engagement farmers can really bag it up.
Engagement farming.
And farm engagement.
Industry.
At least Farmer JJ admitted after the game last night that he got outcoached. You wonder how he figured that out. Maybe by catching a passing glimpse of the scoreboard on the way back to the locker room. Them 30 more than us. The only good news from last night's game is that Luka did not Bo Nix himself and break an ankle, although he came really close on that still ridiculous elevated floor in Cleveland. Oh! Did you see that? If you're watching on the stream? Yo, Cavs, why is your home court? Watch this on the stream. Puts up the tray, backing up. Oh! Hopping on one foot, watching. Oh! The hell is your home court still booby trap for? Like, I'm no architect, but that doesn't seem to make much sense. In fact, why was it ever built like that in the first place? And why haven't you changed it? And how many dudes have to trip and fall before you do? Can you imagine, actually, if Luka shattered his ankle, actually, because of that? In fact, it sounded like Luka thought that he did. Listen to Luka while he was writhing around on the floor in pain, holding onto his ankle. Actual audio.
Arabia is first, team second.
What the f*** is this for?
And that was actual. If you're watching on the stream, you saw the video. If you try to make it out on radio, the audio might have been tough. We beeped out most of it. But that was actually him dropping bombs. Like, the hell is going on? Really good question. This is what I'm saying. And by the way, I've never heard Luka sound so much like Arnold. Is that our guy from the second floor? Or is that Douglas Quaid? Luka's like, who the F raised this floor? Get to the chopper.
Yeah, this is Joe Flacco. I heard Mark.
Who the F raised this floor? I see you at the party, Richter.
See you at the party, Richter.
Consider that a dislocation.
Consider that a
of my
divorce.
GD ankle, Richter. Richter, you will
bastards.
plummet to your death when I push you off the floor in Cleveland, Richter. Luckily, it's not that bad. I mean, seriously, can you imagine if this dude broke his ankle?
See you at the party,
That way?
Richter.
Not because somebody landed on him, not because he rolled it, not because something happened on the floor, but because he stepped back after a three and fell off the floor. Cleveland, I'm going to ask one more time. How the hell was that floor or that arena built like that in the first place? Why? And then even if it was, how have you not fixed it since then? This is one of the biggest stars in the NBA, one of the best players in the world, sitting in that area between the floor and the concrete, holding onto his ankle, screaming out, Richter! Consider that a dislocation, Richter!
Consider that a divorce.
You bastards!
No, you bastard! A dislocation, not a divorce! All right, so where do you come out on this? What do you think of what you saw about last night? Was LeBron really overcome by all that emotion? Were the Browns trying to suck up to him to get him to sign next summer? Now what? I really, 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 really don't think that it all of a sudden hit him like, wow, this might be the last time I ever play here. Wow. It's all coming to a head. No way. No way this dude just walks off at the end of this year like, peace out. I'm good. Got all the attention I need.